We used to say the world's gone to the dogs. It's different now. The world has gone to the chickens. Well, good morning, everyone. What's in the news today? I mean, it's just been another one of those weeks where it's just non-stop. And now we got a new thing. Chickens. Yep, that's the big hubbub in our local government. People in town, I live in a small rural town, and there's a bunch of people that think because of the high price of eggs, and they're not going down. They're not going down in price. I don't know what's going on. Somebody told me they were supposed to go down day one, and here we are day 19, 20,000, and no price difference on eggs. They're $8 a dozen. So the big deal in the city council the last couple of weeks has been asking them to lift the ban on farm animals in the city limits so we can have chickens. Because as we all know, instead of buying a dozen eggs for $8, you can just have a chicken and they squirt eggs like crazy and they're free. What a wonderful idea. Well, you know what? I grew up on a farm, and chickens are not free. You gotta buy the chicken. First you gotta buy the chicken, and then you gotta build a little housey thing for the chicken to be in, and then you gotta put a cagey thing around it because chickens have wings, and if you don't clip the lead feathers on one wing, well, then the chicken's going to be able to fly, so you cut one wing, and that limits their ability to fly. It doesn't totally limit it, but it helps. Or you cage them in. You got to have a cage, and you got to have a little house, and you got to have food. You got to have food, and you got to have chicken feed. And chicken feed is not chicken feed. It is, you have to buy it. And then you got to have something like seashells or something that's really high in calcium for them to eat, because they need calcium to make eggshells. Otherwise, you got eggs that don't have shells. And we've had chickens that laid eggs with no shells, and they're hard to handle. They get real leaky. So that's another thing to think about. And then I guess you're going on vacation. Well, I know you got to have a chicken sitter. You got to pay a professional chicken sitter to sit on your chickens, even though your chickens are sitting on the eggs. No, you can't have them sitting on the eggs. Don't let them sit on the eggs, because if you sit on the eggs, then they have baby chicks. And you can eat the baby chicks. I mean, they're kind of appetizers, but you're kind of defeating the whole thing here if you do that. So forget the sitting on the egg thing. Yeah, so I guess we got to factor all that in. And then you got the problem with the neighbors, because the neighbors, they're hearing this cluck, cluck, cluck all day long and all night long, and cluckety cluck, and then you got the dogs barking, because dogs like to bark at chickens, and then you got raccoons. Raccoons like to eat the chickens, so you got them running around, and skunks. Skunks like chickens, so we'll have some skunks there too. And then you got lice. You got to take care of the lice on the chicken. Who ever thought that a simple thing like a chicken would become so complicated? That's the way life is, though. You look at everything, it's so simple. I'll just fix the high price of eggs by growing a chicken. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, so growing up on a farm, I know what it's like to raise chickens, and I know how awful they are. They are disgusting. So stupid. But yeah, I'll quit eating eggs if it comes down to between chickens and eggs. I'll give up both of those. But that's the way we think, Your snap decisions are always, if we did this, we could fix everything. If we got rid of welfare, we'd have more money than you can handle. Of course, welfare pays for nursing homes. So I guess Grandma and Grandpa, they're coming home to live with you for good, because we can't afford to pay their nursing home bills, because that's where most of the money goes, is nursing homes. Yeah, so, you know, we go from one thing to another. First it's welfare, ruined everything, and then, you know, then it's eggs. You know, we're gonna give up democracy completely over the price of eggs. It's so simple. You know, someday people have to just kind of step back and kind of analyze some of the things they do. Sometimes we do make mistakes. And, you know, that's wisdom. The whole thing with wisdom is you make a mistake and you don't do it again. That's called wisdom. If you make a mistake and then you make it again, which about 50% of Americans did, I shouldn't say 50, 32%. And then the other 32% which decided not to vote. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you make a mistake twice. That's my my little scoop on the happenings of the day.